Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Andrew Kinsey.
And I'm Lindsay Mills in for Yolanda Harris. One day after a jury acquitted Dr. William Husel of 14 murder charges, additional legal news is emerging.
Chief investigative reporter Bennett Haberly has more on these developments.
We, the jury in this case, being duly impaneled, sworn by the defendant not guilty as to count 14 of the indictment for murder.
In the hours after a jury acquitted Dr. William Husel of murder charges, his civil attorneys filed this response, asking a judge to issue a summary judgment in their favor on a wrongful death lawsuit involving patient Melissa Penix. Penix is one of 14 patients Dr. Husel was found not guilty of killing. Husel and Mount Carmel Hospital still face pending wrongful death lawsuits from patients' families who allege the doctor's dosages were excessive and that the hospital was negligent through creating an environment with lax controls over powerful painkillers like fentanyl. Husel's civil attorney, Greg Foliano, wrote, quote, "Now the criminal court verdict provides evidence Dr. Husel was providing comfort care in good faith within the scope of his authority."
We are not alleging that Dr. Husel murdered patients, nor are we obligated to prove that Dr. Husel murdered patients. Our obligation in the civil case is to prove that Dr. Husel acted inappropriately and didn't comply with accepted standards of medical practice.
Civil attorney Jerry Leesburg represents the families of patients still suing the hospital. He and attorney Craig Tuttle filed their own paperwork Wednesday, seeking to depose Dr. Husel about his medication orders and treatments. Armed with an acquittal, Husel's legal team argued this should never have been a criminal case.
Yeah, this case never did belong here. It is a civil case, which is a different burden of proof and different measures that they can discuss over there. But for me, this case was about intent. Did William Husel ever intend to kill any of his patients, not just these 14, but anyone that he ever treated? And I believe the jury clearly spoke to that, and so did the evidence that, he did all these life-saving measures, whether it was CPR or giving, intubating patients, that certainly his last effort was never with the intent to kill or hasten anyone's death. His intent was to provide comfort care.
And there are some other things at play. You'll recall Dr. Husel's medical license was suspended back in early 2019. This summer, he'll have the chance to defend that before the state medical board. Another note, this afternoon, we did get our hands on that affidavit to disqualify Judge Michael Holbrook, who presided over this criminal trial. It's a bit moot now because he wasn't removed and Husel was acquitted, but it does provide us some insight into why the defense team wanted to remove Judge Holbrook. They allege in these documents that they wanted him removed because of comments he made to the press throughout the trial. And there was a comment that the judge said was bad form and bad humor on his part about Dr. Husel. We're going to have more on that coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
And Bennett, in recent days, Dr. Husel has also made some comments himself.
He did. He talked to People magazine while the jury was deliberating this case, telling them he is not, quote, a killer doctor. And this, quote, "I couldn't believe it because I knew what the truth was. We were there helping people and saving people. And I was like, how could they twist this around and charge me with murder?" And we asked Dr. Husel's attorneys yesterday if he would consider talking. The response I got, despite that article, was that he is still dealing with those civil cases.
All right. The end of a very long stretch of days in court for you.
The end of this criminal proceeding. That's
weeks,
right.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Bennett, thank you.
Sure.